to be here with you all today and remembering those who have gone before us defending the country that we love. For the many of you who do not know me, I'm a lifelong resident of Northport, a 4-year veteran of the United States Air Force, and a proud American. Having lived here for nearly 36 years, and like many of you, I've come to know that Northport is a very special place. Year after year, we gather here in this very same spot to pay tribute to the servicemen and women who have lost their lives defending the very freedoms we all enjoy. I recently had the privilege of traveling to Hawaii with my wife Molly, and we made it an important point to travel to Pearl Harbor to visit the memorial site there. For those of you who have not been there, you will find, as Molly and I did, that it is a truly heart-stirring experience. While visiting, you will see the USS Arizona Memorial, which marks the resting place of 1,102 of the 1,177 sailors killed on that vessel during the attack on Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941. Upon our arrival, we were guided to the Memorial Theater, where a 23-minute documentary was shown explaining that events of the dreadful day. Towards the end of the documentary, a question was posed and answered. I thought it was very fitting not only to Pearl Harbor, but to communities around the country, such as ours here in Northport, that have suffered tragic losses. The question was, how shall we remember them, those that died? And the response was, mourn the dead, remember the battle, understand the tragedy, and honor the memory. Let our grief be for all of those whose futures were taken from them. For all of us, I'm sure the tragic losses of DC-3 Nathan B. Bruckenthal of the United States Coast Guard and Corporal Christopher G. Scherer of the United States Marine Corps are on the fronts of our minds. And for their sacrifices, we will be eternally grateful. These two fine young men serve as a strong reminder to me that all Americans who have served our country and lost their lives while doing so came from big cities and rural areas. They worked on farms or in factories or were enrolled in schools. And many of them came from small towns just like ours. It is our responsibility to gather, such as we are doing today, to remember and to honor them. When I was approached by past Commander Jim Mahoney and asked to speak with you today, I was at first very reluctant to accept the invitation. I remember saying to Jim that although extremely proud of my military service, I had never seen combat, and I didn't think I had the pedigree needed for an honor like this. I told him that I wasn't sure if I was the right man for the job. Jim was quick to tell me that he disagreed and sent me home to sleep on it. I would let him know the following day of my decision. When I got home that evening, I started to think about what I would say, and it was then that I realized that it was what I had in common with all of you that I would mention. On any given day, you can take a walk up and down Main Street, and you will see American flags, memorial gardens, and an entire Constitution Square dedicated to the memory of those who have served our country and lost their lives. There is a Civil War monument located near the First Presbyterian Church, a World War I monument located in front of the Historical Society, a World War II monument, the Anchor of Hope, Korean War and Vietnam War monuments in Constitution Square. There's also an Operation Iraqi Freedom and Enduring Freedom monument adjacent to the firehouse. And lastly, a World War I monument at the base of the flagpole right here in Village Park. This community makes it clear that although Memorial Day is the official day of remembrance, the days do not go by without us paying homage to those who left this community to defend our nation and who were taken from us too soon. While today we honor those who have passed, may we not forget those who are currently serving all over the world. May they all return safely and remain out of harm's way. I'm proud to call myself a Northport resident. It's good to see people of so many generations here today gathering to remember those who were lost. May we continue to mourn the dead, remember the battles, understand the tragedy, and honor the memory for all the years to come. Thank you, and God bless America.
Thank you, Chief Hughes. We'll now rise.